Hello and welcome to my channel, Jordan Mind, Body, and Soul, where we learn to take care of ourselves, mind, body, and soul. And if you're new to this channel, then this channel is just about different ways we learn to take care of ourselves mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, financially, whatever it is, so that we can lead our best lives. If that sounds good to you, then go ahead and subscribe. And if you're a returning subscriber or viewer, then thank you. I really appreciate you. It would not be possible without you. Let's get started. So today we're going to be talking about calming your nervous system. And if you have a little extra time at the end, I have a little treat. We'll do a little small meditation, but let's just get right into it. Okay, so to get started, I think it's important to cover the anatomy of it all. Your central nervous system is comprised of your brain, your spinal cord, and your nerves. It's the system that's responsible for your flight or fight response. So that's the response with, in a tough situation, if a bear is charging at you, what is your natural reaction, right? Or in any cases of danger, what's your natural reaction? Some people automatically go into attack mode, like if you scare somebody and then they punch you in the face. And some people go into flight mode, they run. So if you scare them and they take off, that's the system that's responsible for that response. All day long, your body is picking up on signals and stimuli from the environment, from anything and everything that's around you, from the shirt you're wearing to a sound that you hear off in the distance that you're not really paying attention to and trying to hear, but you still pick up on it and you still hear it. All day long, your body is picking up on that. So this is why I say this video is also to help people pay attention and to evaluate their surrounding so that they can figure out what their body is reacting off of. So as I mentioned before, there are a million different topics and different examples that I can give as to situations that heighten our central nervous system, but I'm just going to go over a few just to give you kind of like a generalization of what you can look out for. But just if you really reflect on yourself and your life, you'll be able to see the other responses possible. The first example that I wanted to give is chronic stress. So chronic means long, a long duration. Acute means short. So chronic stress is any situation that you're in for a long period of time. So some people may have financial stress, right? If you're dealing with improving your finances over a period of time. Work stress, because we go to work and we're there for like 8 hours a day. Another stress you can have are like personal challenges. So if you're working toward like a degree, or if you're working to lose weight and like you're not seeing the weight loss that you want and you're constantly kind of like ruminating and thinking about it, that causes stress, and that causes the same response as your flight and fight. It keeps you heightened. It keeps you on edge. You're like, I gotta do this, I gotta lose weight, I gotta do this. It's almost like being in a constant state of anxiety, right? Another great example of situations in which our nervous system stays heightened is if you've experienced any type of traumatic event, or if you have PTSD, your nervous system is heightened and is always heightened. It's like your body is in like reaction mode because it's looking for the next event. Like, is that gonna happen again? Is this gonna happen again? And you're always ready. You're always on edge. You're always ready to fight or flight. An important component of the relationships that I want people to evaluate is pay attention to how your body reacts or responds to being around people. And your body doesn't lie. Like, our mind will try to talk ourselves out of it. Like, oh no, it's because of that. Or no, it's because of this. And we'll try to talk ourselves out of what we're actually feeling and experiencing. If you're around someone and each time you're around them, you feel like you have to walk on eggshells, or each time you're around them, you feel like you're on edge, or you're just waiting for a response. Sometimes that's like certain coworkers who they always have something to say. They always have something to say. You know that person, like, you're like, damn, you always got something to say. And you're always ready to respond. Like, you're like, oh, I just know they're going to say something. That keeps your nervous system heightened. There's some people who deal with, let's say like just a person who you have to interact with, and they're always like angry and they're always like yelling. So you always have to be heightened because you're defending yourself, or you're always heightened because you're protecting yourself and you're trying to protect your energy constantly from this person. That's going to keep your nervous system heightened. Now, remember, I started with the anatomy a part of it because the flight and fight response is supposed to be in cases where you need it, to protect yourself. Like I said, if a person comes up to you and it's the middle of the night and you're walking to your car, what's happening? What you gonna do? That's what it's for. It's for those responses so that you can protect yourself and fend off whatever it is, or fight, or flight, get out of there. But when we receive too much stimuli and too much situations that keep it heightened, we don't come back down, right? It's also the central nervous system also helps maintain homeostasis, which is when your body is like regulated at its like level, like its maintained level, like it's calm, but it's like it's normal level. Like it's not overacting, it's not underreacting, it's just calm, it's balanced. And when we are at any time in a situation, when we are in a heightened state for a prolonged period of time, it's not good for us. It's bad for us. It's very bad for us. So I say that to say, I remember maybe about a year ago, I was watching a video of Amanda Seales and Bambi from Love and Hip Hop, who, like, I was surprised that I actually from that video, I like her. I like that part of her that she showed in that video. Just a quick background story. I mean, I used to watch Love and Hip Hop growing up as a teenager, but as I got older, I realized like how toxic it is and how much of a bad representation it is. And so, I mean, if there's like a clip or something, I guess for nostalgic sake, part of me wants to watch like a short, like, oh, what happened, if it's someone that I, a storyline I followed. But other than that, I try to stay away from all that stuff. But yeah, so Bambi was on the show with Amanda Seales, and I was like, I don't know, but I really love Amanda. So you know how sometimes you might be, obviously I don't know her, but like I feel like if I like her and I know the reasons why I like her, and she's okay with Bambi, then there has to be something there that would make her be okay with her. You get what I'm saying? So it's kind of like when you have a friend of a friend where you're like, ooh, from a distance, I don't know how I feel about that person. But if somebody you're cool with is cool with them, you're like, okay, it gives you a little more interest in them. So she spoke on how after leaving her relationship, she actually felt her nervous system relax. And she was like, I didn't realize how heightened my nervous system was, like how ready I was to respond and just on edge. I didn't notice that. And I remember in that moment hearing that, I'm like, that's what it is. That's what it is. It's the need to defend yourself. It's the need to respond. It's the need to protect yourself. It's the need to just give action, give energy out that's not for the best of you necessarily when responding to, certain stimuli and environments that are toxic and harmful for us, not when you're fighting for your life or saving yourself. So then this leads into the next part. Know your tribe. Identify your people. People who make life harder for you when your life is already hard are not your people. People who make life easier for you when your life is hard, they are your people. And it doesn't always have to be acts of service. It can be simply being there. Like when my best friend and I talk about stuff, I'm so serious. Like I'll call her or she'll call me, and we'll both be like, we'll check in. And guys, when you're calling people to confide in them, always make sure that they're okay. See what kind of state they're in. Because sometimes people don't need the additional baggage or issues that you may give them. And they may not be in a good state to accept it and listen. So we always check on each other and we're like, how are you doing today? I'm doing good. How are you? Knowing that we have something to talk about. Yeah, I'm good, girl. I was, just blah, 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 blah. Okay. Are you ready? Can you take it today? Yeah, I got it. Okay, good. And then we're like, and we'll like go on and on and on. And then we're like, sorry. And I'm like, no, you're fine. This is what we called for. We called to be able to confide in each other and to bring everything back down. And it's the same way anytime there's a reaction or interaction, with someone who is a part of your team, who's a part of your tribe. After you talk to them, you should feel like, thank you. When you hang out with them, you should feel like, you know what? Everything else in this world might be going crazy, but hanging out with you right now gives me that much peace, and I'm thankful. Know your tribe and know your people, and give them the same peace that they give you. Trust yourself to be happy, and trust yourself to know when something's not good for your nervous system, when something's not good for your body. I remember this one time, we were going to a party. It was me and I want to say 2 friends. I was with 2 friends, I think. I know for sure one, but I was with 2 friends. And we were approaching this party. And from a distance, I'm looking at the house that the party was in. And I just had a vibe, like something just told me no. Like, don't go in there. No. And I couldn't even explain it. And I've had different events and situations like that where you get a feeling or you get a vibe from something. But literally, I told my friends, I was like, I don't want to go in there. I'm not going in there. No. And they were just like, what? Because I usually don't do stuff like that. They were like, what? And I was like, no, something's off. No. And I didn't, later down the road, I didn't hear anything bad about the party or something, but something in my spirit, something in my soul told me, do not go to that party. Don't do that. No. We have to use that same discernment throughout our life and throughout situations. And I know sometimes, even speaking from experience, we feel like we have to stay in certain relationships because maybe it's like a relationship. You're actually living with someone. Or maybe it's a job and you're like, I can't go. I have to stay here. And it's literally destroying you. It's literally depleting your peace as each moment passes. But you're like, I have to. You don't. You deserve to be in an environment that is peaceful. You deserve to be in an environment that is fun, that is free, that makes you feel like, you know what? Everything in life is not perfect, but this works for me. If you are constantly in a state of fight, that's not okay. If you're constantly in a state of flight, that's not okay either. Because it's good that you know to get away, but it's bad that you keep constantly getting in that situation, right? You shouldn't have to do that. You should be somewhere in an environment where you're embraced with love, support, and peace. Somewhere you can be calm and breathe. So if there's nowhere else that allows you that opportunity today, then I want to allow you just a moment. So if you have some extra time, we're going to go into our meditation before I end this video. You ready? Okay, so we're going to get started by just closing our eyes for a second. And you're going to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Acknowledge what it feels like to just be. Try to clear your mind. You have everything you need in this moment. What does that feel like? Is it peaceful? Is it quiet? Is it welcoming? There's no lack in this moment. There's no scarcity in this moment. There's no concerns in this moment. You're calm. You're at peace. You're protected. You're safe. You're guided. And repeat after me. I am the peace I seek. I am love. I am light. I am fulfilled. And breathe. And if you can, take a few more moments here to just breathe and to relax. Sit with this moment, sit with yourself. This is your power. Being calm, being peaceful, and being in control of your love, your life, and your light. Take care of yourself, mind, body, and soul. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.